Hey, my friends. Wait, I was going to say happy whatever day it is, fill in the blank, and then I don't know what day it is. It is Tuesday. Yeah, because Ryan just went to fly. So hi, I hope you guys are doing well. Listen, I get so many questions about makeup because nobody understands it. So listen, I'm going to explain it to you like you are 5, but really we're going to talk about eyeshadow because you'll be like, I can't do eyeshadow. Girl, yes, you can. Hold on a minute. Listen, first of all, if you're new here, this is what you're going to do. You comment the word match and you're going to get the shades for this makeup. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's going to be real easy, but then I'm going to show you how to do eyeshadow. It doesn't matter what freaking colors you use. You're going to know how to do eyeshadow when I'm done with you. I'm going to school you right now. Okay. So listen, first of all, this is my Saint makeup. Comment match if you want your shades, but I'm just basically going to highlight and contour. Hey, friends. Hey, Lindsay. No Crayola gangbangs. We're not going to be gangbang by Crayola. No ma'am, no ma'am. Okay. If you comment match, I have Instagram set up so it'll come directly to your DMs. Okay. Look, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go real heavy on this contour to show y'all it's not scary. Okay. So don't nobody need that much, okay? Look. It's right? Okay. So we are just putting the contour on the tips of our bristles. See how it's on the tips right there? And that's a lot of contour, right? And everybody's like, oh no, that's so scary. What are we going to do? No, it's not. Look. There's no telling what I'm going to do tonight. We're flying by the seat of our pants. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys had a great day. Okay. Contour. Good for you. Congrats on your bonus. Chinga, 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 ching. Snaps in the snap cup for the bonus. Okay. First, we are just contouring. I'm just doing it a little bit heavier than I normally do, just to show you that even if you do it a little bit heavier, it's fine. So look, you see all that contour and everybody's like, oh no. That's very scary, Mackenzie. What are we going to do? Blessed Redeemer. Praise the Lamb. I don't have that on my face. Okay, this is our contour. Usually what I do is I put on all the shades and then blend it all together, and then it looks really pretty, right? But I'm going to show you something. Whenever you have these colors on your face and they look real scary and you're like, I don't know. First of all, I started a new skincare and now my makeup goes on even better. So if you want the skincare, you just let me know because you just get the skincare. It's really good. Why is her heavy my normal? Well, Leanne, for most people, because it's kind of my normal too, maybe a little bit less, but like for most people, they do one little dot and they're like, okay, that's enough. And then they panic, right? So I want to show that even if you put on a lot of this makeup, you can't F it up. You're not going to mess it up. Okay. The new Remon skincare I'm using, just comment skincare and I'll send you the link to it. It's really good. Anybody here that uses Remon, I'm only 11 days in and I'm like, holy crap, my skin looks phenomenal. So if y'all use it, I would love your testimonial or whatever. Hey, Emily, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Oh, comment lashes. You get a link to I'll give you the discount link for my lashes. Hey, Riley, sweet baby. I hope you're doing good. Tell your mama I said hi. Give her my love. Okay, so you see how I put on this contour, right? Yay, I'm so glad you love your makeup. Okay, this makeup that I use is very user-friendly. The reason is it has very few ingredients. There's only 11 ingredients. One of them is beeswax, which is really good for your skin. There's no alcohol in it, so it's not going to evaporate. There's no oxidization. Is it oxidation? Oxidize. It won't oxidize. Blessed Redeemer. Sarah, yes. And if you go to teamfreedomandbeauty.com, so that link in my bio is teamfreedomandbeauty.com, and it'll say like shop makeup, shop skincare, whatever. They recommend, and I'm new to Remon, so I'm going by what I know from the leaders at Remon were leaders at Saint. when Saint was an MLM, and I personally know them and they're really good at what they do. So I trust them. But I got the signature ritual and that's what they recommended. So start with the signature ritual. But if you want something that's like more specific to you, I can help you. I've learned a lot and I'm a very fast learner. So if you need skincare help, if you are looking dry, crusty, dusty, looking like the Tales from the Crypt Keeper, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And you're 41 or older or less than 40. If you're less than 40, you still need to start. They start over there in Korea. The Korean skincare, they start at 6 years old on their babies on skincare. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyways, if you want skincare, let me know. The signature line that they recommend everybody starts with, I love every single product in it. It's $303, I think, $300. But it's so many products that it's less expensive than the same products in the skincare I was using. So if you were to buy the same products in the store, it's over $500. And this skincare, the whole set was like $300. But you don't have to get that one. Like you can get the cheaper one. I'm not your mama. Do whatever you want. But it's really great for hydration. It has made a huge difference in my skin so far. And I don't even have crazy dry skin. But anyways. Okay. So you see how like that crazy, scary contour, oh no, was all over. We're just creating dimension. And so what I'm doing is I'm using my brush to press this into my skin. So that crazy, scary contour, it's not so crazy, scary contour anymore, right? So if you apply with a brush or even if you apply with your finger and do the thing where you like, when I first saw this makeup 4 years ago, when I saw the girls applying it and they were using their hands and I was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That's so stupid. And then I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. And then it was working out, but it's fine. Anyways, I'm using the buff brush to apply because this is the most intense, like the most dense brush there is. And so that means it's going to be like pretty much one of the fullest coverage brushes. So I want to show you the fullest coverage that you won't be scared of even the fullest of coverage. That's what I want to show you. No, with this makeup, this is your foundation. So the flagship product for the Saint 3D foundation is the 3D foundation. It is the fact that your contour is part of your foundation. In theory, I mean, you can apply it however you want. I'm not your mama. You can do it however your little heart desires. But the idea is that you're putting the different shades only where they go. So I put my contour here. And you can blend as you go, or you can put all the colors on and then blend them. But I want to show you each color and how you can blend them into the skin, and they look a lot less scary, okay? So that's just the first blend. Now, with the same brush, you see this brush? This is the buff brush. See all that contour on my brush that I just applied on my skin? It's not like a wet cream. Like, gross. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The cream that's like, and it looks gross. I'm a texture person and I don't like it. So I'm going to use this same brush. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? I'm so glad you guys are here. The same brush that I put in this dark, scary contour shade, I'm going to put it in my lightest shade. Tappy tap, very light. This, Mackenzie, that was way too much. But I'm here to show you that even if it's a lot, it's not scary. So even if you put too much and you're like, holy buckets, that's a lot. Girl, blend it. This is not going to evaporate. There's no alcohol, so it's not going to dry. And then you got to blend it before it dries, or it stains your face. And if you mess it up, then you got to wash it off or whatever. Yeah, well, the beeswax. The main ingredient is beeswax, but it's not. It is like a wax, but it's not like a gross wax. Yeah, but yeah, it's not. It's a cream. It's a cream product. Okay, so and by the way, beeswax is very well known for not clogging pores. So beeswax has a lot of healing properties, and so that's how that's why a lot of people that use this makeup, their acne starts to clear up and they start noticing more hydration and less acne because it actually has healing properties in it. And so it really, yes, it feels natural. It's very light. So I want to show you, I'm going to put on a little bit more. I'm putting it on a little bit more heavy. Yeah, like buttery, not greasy. I'm putting it on a little bit more heavy just to show you that even though it's heavy, it's not going to be crazy. So you know that even if you put on too much, it's okay. But also calm the F down. Okay, you don't need that much. But even if you want to do a full coverage like this with a more dense brush, full coverage, see, it's like the bristles aren't moving because it's like packed on, right? Yeah, you really do have to try really hard to mess it up. Okay, so now I have the darkest shade. I put my contour, that's the darkest shade. Then I used the same brush with my contour and put it in the lightest shade. And you can see there's no like transfer. My contour didn't get here in the light. It's not like a liquid paint. It's just very, very nice, okay? Yes, these are great testimonials. I'm telling you, this makeup is amazing. And a lot of people, like, I followed influencers for 15 years on the YouTube. And then I was like, wow, I bought everything they told me to buy. I was influenced, and then I got really good at makeup, and I found this, and I never have looked for another makeup since. I tried going back to, I threw my palette away when I first got it and went back and actually bought did I have a liquid foundation or I bought one? I don't remember. And went back to the liquid foundation, and I was like, F this, and went right back to the palette. And I did not realize. Liam, that's so cute. And it is the very first lady that ever bought makeup from me. I was like, don't buy makeup from me. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't even know this was an MLM. I don't want no part of this. That's back when Saint was an MLM when I first started 4 years ago. And anyway, so she buys makeup from me, and she comes back to me crying, and she says, I've never, and it's crocodile tears in a Facebook message video. And she said, I've never felt so beautiful, and my husband's complimenting me, and he's never complimented me. He's never even noticed me, and blah, blah, blah. And now he can't keep his hands off me. He keeps saying my skin looks so good, and I look so young. And people, like, he's complimenting her makeup. And it's kind of like, the makeup doesn't make you beautiful, period. Especially if you ugly on the inside. The Lord seen it. You can't put lipstick on a pig, honey. If you mean, you mean. You can't put enough makeup on to hide that and fix that. But if you are you're never going to be prettier with makeup. But it doesn't suck to take some time to do something for ourselves and then to turn around and look at the mirror at the results and actually enjoy it. That's the whole cool part, is that, like, it's the self-care behind it. And so that's why I catch a lot of crap. Like, you're telling women they're beautiful, but then you tell them to put on makeup. And I'm like, do you not understand? Like, these are women who, I've been told so many times, I don't wear makeup because I'm ugly either way. Girl, you look like the same person, just a little bit more enhanced. Like, you can enhance your natural features instead of layering on piles and piles of makeup. That's the whole idea behind this makeup. It is addicting, right? Oh, yeah, the convenience and the travel. Y'all, I have over 100,000 miles traveled last year on airplanes. And I'm telling you, it is the easiest thing to travel with. I have friends who are flight attendants now because they've seen me doing my makeup, and they're like, what's that? And then they sell it to they're like, you gotta go see this girl. And I have all the flight attendants from Delta, United, and they're buying makeup from me, which I think is so cool. I have a couple friends that I've actually, like, personal friends now that I've met on flights that were flight attendants. So that's really cool. And it's a lot of networking. And yeah, that's all you need. Y'all, that's all you need. Oh, I swear to God, that's all you need. And just have some eyeshadows if you want. Like, obviously, it's preference. Okay, so I took this dark color. Just comment, if you're new, just comment match. I will tell you what shades to get. I match like 100, give or take, women a day. Every single day, okay? That's like 700, give or take, women every week that I match. I color match, and they buy makeup from me, and I have like 40,000 customers. The whole big thing, okay? So when I tell you that I know my shades and they look stupid here, but they're not stupid on the face, okay? And I'm gonna need y'all to trust me. Ask anybody here. Just comment match. And they'll tell you, I thought Mackenzie was woohoo batshit crazy. And then I ghosted her. Y'all know who you are that ghosted me because they were like, oh, she matched me with stupid colors. And I was like, girl, try this. And just don't trust strangers on the internet, but also get in the van. I get, like, do you know what I mean? Try it. And Saint has free returns, whatever. So if you don't like the shades, and they were like, oh, well, I declare, clutching their pearls, this matches perfectly. And I'm like, you're welcome. Y'all, it's my full-time job. I ain't trying to mess it up. Please. Also, if you're new here, I know what it's like to feel ugly. Hello, I was the ugly fat girl for 40 years, and everybody made sure I knew it every day. I know what it's like to not feel pretty, and then you keep trying to buy makeup, and you just want to, like, put something on your face that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, and you get the makeup, and then it's like, it's textury, and it's weird, and it's dry, and it's cakey, and you can't get it right, and the color's stupid, or it looked good in the store, and you can't, whatever. This ain't that. I am not that girl who's going to let you walk around looking stupid because that looks bad on me. Okay? I can't. Oh, where'd you get your makeup from? Mackenzie Folds? Yeah, we're not going to her. No, ma'am. No. I want women to come here and know that they are beautiful and I can help them feel even beautifuler. Okay. So I did this dark color as my contour. See how it's like grayish compared to the more orangey red brown of the bronzer? So the contour is like creating those shadows. Like when you look at a skeleton, like look, see on Marilyn Monroe's face, like you see her contour right there where it's like on the skull, it's coming in right there on the sides. That's because it's contoured. We're snatching because look at the color. It's very gray, right? Just like my contour because it's cool. You was warm, you was kind, you was important. I love it. Okay, and then the bright shade that goes, let me teach you something. If you're new here, this is Scuba Steve. Hello, nice to meet you. This is Scuba Steve. Do you want to be best friends? Your brightest color goes in here. Only in your scuba goggles. This is where the brightest color goes. So this lightest light color, this goes here. That's where that color goes. So you take your little brush, boop, 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 and you put it right in there. That's it. Nowhere else. Just right in a scuba goggles, okay? That's where the bright color goes. Do we have to use contour or can we just use bronzer? Listen, I ain't your mama. You do whatever you want. When you use bronzer instead of contour, we call it brontour. And it's basically just a warmer version of contour. You don't have to contour. Contour and bronzer go kind of in the same area, but they do two different jobs. Son, what are you doing?
Do you want any food?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I don't know. I was just going to eat a factor meal.
Okay.
Okay, love you.
Okay.
He's cute. So, you DoorDash? He DoorDash. What you going to get, pizza?
Most likely, yeah.
He's just, I can't listen. He'll starve. He's starved if he don't eat pizza or schmick and schmuggets. He's good. He's doing really well. He had fly tonight. He does the indoor skydiving. So that's really fun. Okay, so the contour has that like grayish ashy tone, kind of like a shadow. See how it's grayish right there? That's the color we want, right? The bronzer, even though it goes kind of in the same area, the contour kind of makes it go like it goes into the hollow, but the bronzer sits on top as if the sun is falling down on the high points of your face. It's landing on the top of the cheekbone, right? So the sunshine is in the sky and it's landing on your face. So it's going to land on this cheekbone, right? So that's where the bronzer goes. The difference is the cool versus the warm. Do you have to contour? No, do whatever you want. Sometimes I don't contour. You just slap on some bronzer or whatever. But you'll notice a difference when you contour versus when you don't. And then you could just do whatever you want. Some days you might want to, some days you might not. Like in the summer, I have a very popular glow kit is what I make. And it's a bronzer, a blush, a concealer, and an illuminator. And it's just to, if you want to go to the beach, but you want to wear makeup, that's what I recommend. That's what I do, and I like it. Everybody seems to really like it because everybody still wants to feel pretty on a darn beach. Whatever. Yes, I will show you. So, do you use drying powder? No, I don't use any powder except for my setting powder, and I use it right here just to kind of set my makeup, control the oil, and it mattifies right here. So it kind of removes that shine, and then everything else is really glowy. Okay, so uno momento, por favor. I'm going to show you something. Contour is here. See, it goes, when you take your brush and you roll it down your face, see how it goes in right there? It's under that cheekbone. That's where the hollow of my cheek is. So there is, you can use Bella, or even the, what's the other one? Bella or Nova. It's not called Nova. I'm going to pull them out in just a minute. You aren't bundled up. Jen, I have the heater on in my office. Thank you. Oh, for dark circles under the eyes, there's a couple of different shades. Mango is one of those shades. It's not an eyeshadow shade. It's one of the main highlight shades. It's called Mango. That's what a lot of my customers use for dark circles. But we also have color correctors. But you can also text me. The comment that I pinned, it has my phone number. You can just text me. It's me. Okay, so your brush, I use a bigger brush. So your brush, see how it rolls on top of the cheekbone? That's where your bronzer goes. That's where the sun is going to hit you. That's where you get your sunburn, suntan, whatever, when the sun hits you, right? Your scuba goggles are going to sit right here. So where your scuba goggles sit on your face, that's where the bronzer goes. So the bronzer, and I'll show you, it'll be in the shape of scuba goggles on my face. The outside of the scuba goggles, so not where they sit, but outside of them is where the contour goes in general. And then you can play with the placement once you see it or once you put it on. But the bronzer, that's why I like using this brush. This is a smudge brush. The contour is here, right? And it's like a cool gray ashy to follow that shadow. The bronzer, and you can use the same brush, it's not wet. It's just cream, so they're not going to get all mixed and crazy. The bronzer, which is a little bit more orangey, a little bit more like warm in tone, is going to sit on top of the cheekbone, and it's going to make the shape of goggles. So your bronzer is your Scuba Steve goggles. This is why everybody loves Scuba Steve, because you can visualize where all the colors go. Again, this is not mandatory. I ain't your mama. Do whatever you want. This is how I do it, how I teach it. With this makeup, you'll be highlighting and contouring, and you'll be thinking like you're in 8th grade again with that CoverGirl compact, thinking you something else, because you're going to be feeling yourself, and everybody else is too, and they're going to be like, why are you all cocky? And you're going to be like, because I'm pretty, bitch. What's up? That's how you're going to feel right there. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all know. When y'all tried this makeup for the first time, y'all know. So if you're new here, comment match. I'll tell you what shades to get, and you're going to be feeling yourself and be like, this is so freaking easy. Mackenzie was right. And then there's going to be a whole I told you so moment. It's a whole big thing. It's fine. We don't have to say it out loud, but we'll both know that I told you so. Okay, so Scuba Steve, the bronzer placement is basically where your goggles would suction to your face. So if you go to the dollar store, buy goggles, put them on your face, that's where the bronzer goes. 100, I'm not even lying, like pretty much. And then the outside of where the goggles sit, you're going to put your contour. Contour is like cool gray ashy to mimic a shadow. Bronzer is on the high point of the cheekbone to give you like a faux suntan. Do you recommend this for 14-year-olds? Yes, I recommend this for any young lady who's starting with makeup, because these palettes are custom. Like, they're totally customizable. With a 14-year-old, I'll be honest with you, I don't recommend contour for 14-year-olds. They ain't met freaking gravity. What do they need freaking contour for? Their cheekbones ain't even there yet. Like, and most of them are, and they're perfect. So whatever. Good. And you know what makes you feel beautiful too is the pride you take after you do something for yourself and you really like the outcome. It's a dopamine hit that you get when you put on your makeup and you're like, oh, that looks really pretty. Your brain triggers dopamine and it says, oh my gosh, this is great. Let's do it again. And so then now you're doing more stuff for yourself. So it's not just putting on makeup to be pretty. You are doing something for yourself that makes your brain happy when you see the outcome of something you did. Kind of like if you were to take a push mower and mow 4 acres of grass, you might think it's miserable, but you're going to feel good about yourself. You got your exercise, you were sweating, you were drinking water, and you're going to look at that grass and be like, damn, that looks good. I did that. You know what I mean? Like that's what brings you the dopamine, is the finished result, the end product, and knowing that you did it. And that no one else can take that from you. Just like when I was 8 years old, I was a little late, but that's when I learned how to ride a bicycle with no training wheels. And I rode that bicycle for probably 6 hours that night because I just wanted to keep riding. I was so proud of myself, and I just wanted to keep going. And that's what you do. I'm struggling with the ADHD. This is going to help those dopamine hits. It will. Because when you put on your makeup, you're doing something for you. Like, you're actually saying, I am worthy of looking in the mirror and liking what I see. And if you don't like what you see when you're not wearing makeup, the more you do it, the more you pour into yourself, the illusory truth effect kicks in and your brain says, you're doing more for yourself. Maybe you are worthy. And so the more you do for yourself, the more your brain says, oh, we're worthy of this. Okay, let's keep going. And you build your self-worth by continually doing more things for yourself, not by wearing different or better or more makeup. It's by putting the time to do the makeup and enjoying the result and being proud of yourself and feeling worthy enough to have done it. And then you want to do it again because you like the result. When you like the result, you want to do it again. Right? Right. You're welcome. Anyways, put it on while the... She's kidding. She don't put makeup on the freeway. We would never do that. We listen and don't judge. Anyways, okay, so contour here, little greenish, think gray, cool, like greens and blues, right? And then the bronzer is the oranges and the reds. So although they are going in the same kind of area, they're doing two different jobs. Do you have to wear contour? No, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. You're a grown-ass woman, right? It is fun and girly. That's what I love about it too. And once if you listen to me talk long enough, you're going to be hearing me in your head all willy-nilly. Just put the bronzer like the goggles, and you're going to be drawing bronzer on your face and be like, well, I'll be damned, that blended real nice. For entertainment purposes only. Okay, so see how I drew that bronzer in the shape of goggles around my face, but the bright inside the goggles, that's where the bright goes, is inside here. So now we look alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic right here where those bright, beautiful eyes are going to shine through, right? It's bright right here. This is where the attention is going to go. Our eyes are bright. They look more open. We look alive. Look alive, right? The contour, this part over here, gives us a nice frame around our face, right? Imagine a canvas of a picture, you unroll it and you stick a paper on a wall. How much prettier is it when it's in a frame? It's kind of the same thing, okay? So you're just basically framing your face. And it's easy to blend. It's easy to just press it into your skin. So it's really easy. And have you noticed I haven't even touched my foundation shade yet? This is just my contour and the bright color, my brightening highlight or concealer. That doesn't really conceal crap, let's be real. It's just to brighten, it's not to conceal. If we're concealing, we're going to use a shade that's the same color or darker than our skin. Crazy, right? Okay, I haven't even touched my regular foundation shade yet. Now let's do that. So I've used this brush. I used it for my contour. I tapped it into my brightening highlight. So I used it for my contour here, brightening highlight here. I used this brush for my bronzer because I was trying to show the different placement. Now I'm going to use this same brush because it's not wet. They're not going to transfer. And I'm going to tap into my main foundation shade. So even if just a couple taps should give you, see, that's a lot, right? There's a lot of Mackenzie-isms. Have fun with those. When you apply this, we're only going to apply our main foundation shade everywhere where there's not already other shades. Confused as a chameleon in a bag of damn Skittles. I don't know what color to turn. That's a funny one. Okay, so this main foundation shade, I'm just putting here on my beard area, my mustache, because I didn't put a highlight or a contour there. And then I'm going to take just a little bit and put it in between this brightening highlight. So this brightening highlight here, which is inside my scuba goggles, and the contour shade, which is outside of my scuba goggles. I'm going to take that main shade of foundation, or I call it a main highlight, and kind of just fill in the gaps. So you're not taking a foundation all over and then another layer of dried paint and then another layer of dried paint. And you know what I mean? Like you're not stacking products, which causes the texture. Because the more have you ever done paint and then paint again and then paint again and then they start peeling and it's wild. That's what your makeup is basically doing, right? So little bitty bits, and I'm putting it here in between where I have my contour and my brightening highlight, okay? So then, once all those shades are on, like I have my contour here, my bright color goes here, my contour's out here, my bronzer's here. Usually I do the bronzer on top of my foundation, but you can, if you do it under, then it's just called underpainting, so we just church it up. Do whatever you want. You cannot call yourself Freedom Barbie without talking about freedom or Barbie. What do you mean? I'm talking about freedom every day. When you got the freedom to decide what the hell is pretty to you and you don't have to follow trends. That's called freedom, my friend. I practice freedom every single day. You get the freedom to decide what the hell. Do I have to wear contour? I don't know. You get the freedom to decide that. So whenever you're pressing this into your skin, see how I'm not like mashing and smashing and like swirly whirling and Goodbye, Erlen. I call it Goodbye, Earl, because if you think about dragging a dead body across the desert floor or the forest floor and you're just like dragging it, don't do that. This is just pressing. Film brand collabs for the TikTok machine. Yay! Have fun! I know. I'm a silly girl. I don't take nothing seriously, y'all. Except when you mess with my friends. Y'all know Drunk Elephant basically told me and my followers that they weren't good enough. They said, you ain't good enough to do a brand like collab with. And I was like, well, you're basically because I don't have the right followers and I don't have the right team with the right with the right names on my whatever, on my talent manager or my agent or whatever, and the attorneys, and they don't work with the proper people, so they don't want to work with me. And I said, you're basically telling me that I'm not good enough. And I'm presenting this to my audience who I know and love and who knows and loves me and trusts my recommendations, knowing that I don't trust nobody. And I said, and I've been talking about y'all, and y'all want to tell me that I'm not good enough because my audience ain't what you want it to be? Well, guess what? Bye. That's why I started the Remon skincare. So if you want some good skincare that actually, I did like the Drunk Elephant a lot, but I saw my friends when I went to Utah to the Saint corporate, and I saw there was like 20 other girls there, other Saint artists, and they're all using it. They're like, have you ever heard of like, you know, Korean skincare or whatever? Anyways. I also have the freedom to block and delete because you're annoying me. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I went there and I'm like, what? You guys' skin looks really good. And they're like, yeah, girl, it's called Korean skincare. Have you ever heard of it? And I was like, nah. Hey, my friend! No one wants to go to the Booty Scoop Ballet. Pick your You're so funny. I love it. Okay, so yeah, if you're taking your brush and dragging it across your skin, like the brush should never be dragging. I mean, you can, if, like I said, do whatever you want. I'm not your mama. But when your brush is like dragging across your skin, just imagine he's crying. He's like, please stop dragging me. I don't want to die. Okay? Instead, you go, it's just a baby. It's just a baby. See how these bristles are like, they're bendy, but when I do this, it's because I'm forcing them and they're screaming, please stop. I don't want to die. And so you just it's just a baby. We be gentle. We don't want to kill anybody today, okay? We are just real gentle. This is how much they bend, because that's how much they're supposed to bend. If they were supposed to bend more, then they would bend more. Like this guy, this girl, she's a floozy. She'll bend all over. She's flexible as hell. She's like, look at me. I'll bend for you, right? Hey, big daddy, whatever. She's very bendy, because that's what she does, because she likes it. Right? So she likes it. So she doesn't mind if you're doing her bristles like this. She likes it. Okay. But this guy, if you're doing it on this guy and this little brush person, guy or girl, whatever, and listen, do whatever you want. And then when you bend the bristles and they're like, I don't want to bend anymore. And you're like, that's okay. So we're honoring what people want and their preferences and their needs. And no means no. So when you're present and they say no, don't keep going. Okay? That was very, very, very bad. It was a very bad explanation of how to use your brushes. Okay? But it's not true, and now you won't forget it. You're welcome. Okay. This is a family show. But you get it. Like, if she don't want to bend, don't bend her. Okay? So we just like lightly press it. But this girl, this little floozy girl, she's like, oh, I'll bend for you. And you could, oh, she'll bend all right? That's what, so because she's a little bit longer, she's a little bit more flexible. We can bend her more. We still not mashing her because everybody got their limits. I'm sorry. But this one, she got less limits. She got more limits. Like, she's like, please stop. Okay? Okay. I never have to touch up. I don't touch up that much either. I mean, obviously I believe in setting spray because I'm a makeup artist. Like, I just believe in setting spray. But you really don't have to touch this up. Yeah, you don't have to use foundation. So this makeup, the whole concept is that all of these colors that I just put on, so my contour goes out here, this bright color goes in here, and the main shade kind of goes everywhere else. And so the idea is that you're using one layer, and that one layer collectively is your foundation. You are already 3D when everything blends together. So it's one layer of makeup, and you don't like need a foundation and then this. Like, you can, Or if you're like, I don't want to wear any foundation, I just want a little bit of bronzer, then put on a little bit of bronzer. Ain't nobody your mama. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. Because we are grown. I'm taking this little floozy here. Girl, let me tell you, Lila, this doctor, she said, well, Ryan's sleep study was normal. There's nothing wrong. He's hormonal. It's just hormones. He'll grow out of it. And I'm like, honey, who's going to have to die for this attempted murder thing with this attempted murder situation before we help this kid? Like, who's going to die before we put up a red light? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this intersection is dangerous. Well, nobody's died yet, so we got to wait for that or what? So she said the blood work the Quest had never sent over the blood work, but she said, like, you know, the blood work's not abnormal. Nothing's wrong. So she's like, he'll grow out of it. And I'm like, so a lot of the Instadocs have recommended go see a psych, like a child, like psychiatrist or whatever. So I'm not opposed, and I think it'd be like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I want to get the answers for my kid that I know. So anyways, we've got to call in for that. So we are working on that. Thank you so much for caring and for asking questions and for all of your advice. Like, so many of you have said, oh my gosh, I went through this, or my husband went through this, or my kids are going through this whole sleepwalking debacle. Everyone's like, your son needs Jesus. I'm like, we got the Lord in our heart. Like, my mom's a pastor. Like, I grew up Christian. Like, my son has the Lord in his heart. Like, honey, we're covered. Let me tell you, I'm covered by the grace of God and the blood of the Lamb. Like, honey, we got this. Thank you, though, boo. Because he was wearing a Stranger Things shirt. Bless it. Anyways, okay. If you're new, comment match. I will tell you what shades to get. But this is basically one layer of makeup, with the exception of my bronzer, which you'll see some other Saint artists, and they'll put it all on and then blend it. Whatever. That's what I'm saying. I'm a PI. Like, I'm not going to stop investigating. But it doesn't feel, it's not oily. It's not greasy. It doesn't feel thick or cakey or anything. Like, it just feels really good. And you don't need a whole lot, which I will say most of the time when people get this makeup, they try to paint it on like you would paint on a liquid foundation. You got to do it. It's like a rite of passage that I did it, and I've been doing makeup for a long time. So when I tell you, like, sometimes you gotta put it on too much, and then you'll be like, oh, learn my lesson, and then you wipe it off. I recommend just sitting at your vanity or sitting in your mirror and just like playing with the makeup. Put some on, take some off, whatever. And what's cool, Melissa, this is from Saint. This is all my foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, illuminator, blush, lipsticks. This is eyeshadows and setting powder. It's an all-in-one compact. There's different sizes and different colors, and they're all magnets. And so you have these little pans, and it has, she got some makeup on the back, but this has the name of the color. It has the ingredients, and then you just magnetize it, organize it however you want. We were talking earlier about younger ladies. I typically don't match them to contour, but they might have a small palette like this. All the palettes are different sizes and colors. You get what you want. Comment match if you want your shades. I'll tell you what shades to get. Don't nobody trust me the first time, but I do this. I match 100 people a day. Like, I'm one of the top sellers. I'm like the second top seller here. I made the top seller 1 month out of the last 3 years, but the rest have been number 2. But anyways, I know I'm doing, okay? They trust me because I built my life here for the last 4 years. You guys know I know what I'm doing. Also, don't trust strangers on the internet, but also get in the van. Okay. So foundation, concealer, contour in one layer. If you have mature skin, lines, wrinkles, texture, pores, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, all the problematic skin and the texture and all the things, this makeup is great because, and I don't have all those things, so I can't speak to all those things, but I do have a community of women. There's about 22,000 women in my beauty group on Facebook. It's called Freedom in Beauty VIP. If you comment the word VIP, the Instagram will automatically send you the link to it, but it's on Facebook. And if you got uncontrollable booger disease and you type it in that group and be like, does anybody else have uncontrollable booger disease? Someone in there will have that, and they'll be like, I have that, and this is the makeup I use for it. Like, you will find a community of women that want nothing more than to support you. Y'all, I ain't never been in a room with more than 2 women where they ain't clawing each other's eyes out. So to have 1,000 women in a group and they're all kind and respectful. If you say, hey, I have rosacea, what do you guys use for that? They'll recommend skincare. They'll recommend their doctor. They'll give you their phone number. They'll be like, come on over for tea. We'll talk about it. They'll tell you what colors they use. They'll send you before and after pictures. Like, these girls, they're wild up in there. I probably don't have to sell makeup a day in my life. Like, they just sell it to each other because they're so confident in it, because that's the community that we have built. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a cool group of women. But it doesn't matter how old you are. If you are a young lady, if you have a young girl at home, and I'm gonna cry. I was that young girl one time, and I did not have the guidance. And so I had the orange line in 8th grade, and I just wanted to feel pretty. And now the younger ladies are doing all the contour and all that. The young gals really don't need that, so you can build a custom palette for them. I can help you, whatever you need. But it's a great way to show the younger generation that less is more, and they can feel really pretty with very little makeup, and they can look in the mirror and like what they see and know that they can duplicate it. So like, as a makeup artist, a lot of people tell me, they're like, oh gosh, my makeup looks so good, and they're taking selfies and they're showing their husband and their mama and everybody and their friends, look at my makeup, it looks so good. They can't stop looking at themselves in the mirror. Every experience, right? And they always come back to me and say, gosh, I wish you could just be at my house every day and do my makeup for me. But imagine you actually can just duplicate it yourself every single day. That's how easy this stuff is. It's easy to learn because it's easy to teach, and it's easy to teach because it's easy to learn. So with this stuff, I've never looked back for 4 years, and it's amazing. 100% it was mousse foundation with no blend to the... Do you remember the cover girl, and then you had the orange line so that because you wanted people to know you were wearing makeup? Like, they could already tell for sure, but that orange line made sure they knew because you were something else, okay? And now you just you're a grown-up version of that. You know, if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. You ain't in 8th grade no more. It's time to wear something that suits you. And if you are a mature woman with mature skin and lines and wrinkles and texture, or you are a young woman and you have acne and you're struggling with all that stuff, this is it. This is great for dry skin, oily skin, because if you have oily skin, you need something that doesn't have alcohol, that won't dry out your skin. This doesn't have alcohol. It's 11 ingredients. One of them is beeswax, really good for the skin. Very nice, healing, non-clogging of the pores, right? If you have dry skin, you need something hydrating, okay? Thank you. I just got this in the mail today. I got it from Marc Jacobs on the Valentine's collection. I had to have it. Isn't it so pretty? And I got the matching bracelet. It says "Tied to You Forever," Marc Jacobs. And then it had the earrings. I had to get the set. Tell me with the little, isn't that so cute? Julie, if you don't wear makeup every day, how long would it last? Oh, if you only wear makeup once, what?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I was gonna buy those for you. That's why I gave you nothing.
Yes. So Nail Junkie 615. Also, that's my I know, with the little look. He have the little handcuff key here too. With the little handcuff. So my best friend Tiffany, Nail Junkie, she does custom press-ons. She did these. She can design any custom press-ons you want. She just rebranded, and her new branding is really pretty. We got matching tattoos when we were I don't know, a teenager, 20 or something. Anyway, so we got matching handcuffs because we're both criminal justice girls. And so husband's calling for dinner. Wait, he's calling you to come eat dinner, or he's calling you to come make dinner? Tell him we're in the middle of something. Anyways, so we got matching handcuff tattoos, and my dad was he was in law enforcement for his whole life, and he actually died in the drop for retirement as a lieutenant at the sheriff's office. And he, when I was in college getting my criminal justice degree, he got me a pair of pink Smith & Wesson handcuffs just because it was cool. And it was just something that, he was a cop, and there was one of the corrections officers that he worked with actually had pink handcuffs, and I thought it was so cool. And so I thought it was really neat. So, anyways, he got me those. Hold on. I sweat a lot. Will it come off? No. I'm so sorry, Julie. I have squirrel, ADHD, OCD, elemental P. Yes, this makeup will last you a long time. If you don't wear it every day, probably a year. Like if you're only wearing it not ever except for every once in a while, this will last you a long time. Everyday users, 4 to 6 months, depending on how much you use. And you'll probably run out of one thing before the other and like just have to replace one thing. So these are $16 a shade and you just buy them individually. You don't have to buy a certain amount or a small amount or a big amount or whatever. You just buy whatever you want. And every palette is a magnet. So whenever you get your shade, you just pop them in and you can, it's just really fun. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Did you hear this week's episode? It was Mackenzie Undercover. And I was talking about how I got dogfished by another private investigator. It's wild. To be dogfished by another private investigator. And I was doing surveillance on a private investigator. It was wild. I'm pretty oily and sweaty person. It really doesn't move unless I start rubbing my face. It's true. You're welcome, Julie. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience. I got bad ADHD. Yeah. So, anyways, okay. Foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, a little bit of blush. These colors, by the way, the beginning intro. I'm sorry. I'm very confusing. So, you mean for the podcast, the Turkish, the Turkish rug pull. Oh man, that was she got scammed hardcore. It was really bad. Who's ringing a doorbell? My son DoorDashed for sure. You can select, just leave it. Anyways, okay, so colors like this that look really scary. This is called Haze. She's in the loyalty shop. So when you buy makeup from me, you earn points and you use your points to get free stuff in the loyalty shop, or you can use it towards any makeup, anything on the site. You can use it towards just a store credit, just like Ulta or Sephora, except this is a point per dollar and you earn more or whatever. Anyways, I think, Ryan, is that Domino's?
No.
What is it?
Papa John.
Okay. Boy, if the boy ain't ate a vegetable a day in his life, call the cops on me. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, call the cops. I want a cop to sit here and hold his hand and make him threaten to take him to juvie if he don't eat a vegetable. Go ahead. Call the cops on me. The boy ain't ever ate a vegetable. I don't know. I tried. I put it on his plate every single night. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. So he eats pizza a lot. What do you mean do? He's a growing boy. He's big and strong. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Would I put broccoli peels on his pizza? I don't know what to do. Help a sister out, I guess. Take him to your house. Y'all come try and feed him. Anyways, colors like this that look real scary, they're actually not. When you blend this makeup onto your skin, okay, Tiffany, the boy gonna starve because he ain't gonna eat it. You know better. When you blend this onto your skin, oh, yes, the bronzer color. When you blend this onto your skin, it blends out much more sheer than your typical creams or liquids or powders. So you can count on the color looking scary in the pan, but not scary on your face when you blend it. Okay, let's do bronzer. Pizza sauce is a vegetable. No, because tomatoes are a fruit, right? Tomatoes are a fruit. But that is fruit a vegetable? Are fruits in the vegetable food group? Oh my gosh. I'm screenshotting that because that I've heard of them and I heard they're really good. So thank you for that recommendation. You can get them on Amazon, right? Okay, this is Bella. So these are bronzers. Do you see how they are more warm in tone? So these are a little bit more orange and red and less grays and blues. So any of these bronzer colors you can try and see what you think. Also, they have free returns. So if you ever get something you don't like, girl, just return it. It's free. I will never make you have something that you don't want, and they won't either. It's not like that. You can easily return it. So these are the different bronzer colors. So this is the Bella. Bella is the one that I use. This one is I think she's the most versatile for any skin tone. If you have a more rich skin tone, a lot of my black customers, my stepmom is Filipino, different darker skin tones use the the Heat Waves, which has a little bit more red in it. It's still really pretty, but you can choose if you're someone who likes, if you have very fair skin or lighter skin, you can use Heat Waves, which has a little bit more red, and then it's like, it looks like blush and bronzer. If you want to bronzer, like you don't want to use contour at all, you're going to use this, or bronzer, you're going to use this. If you want to try something with a little bit more, thank you so much. It's from Marc Jacobs. I just got it today. Hey, Andrea. If you want to use one of these are contour shades. If you use one of these contours, there's a couple of them that are a little bit more warm. Auburn is a warmer tone. She has more oranges and is less gray and green. So if I were to use something like this, that would show up on me as a warmer tone. This one is really rich, like super deep, a little bit like super, super cool. Oh, Bianca, I'm so sorry. No, I didn't answer. I synced it and then I forgot to answer because the ACG LMP. The best lighting is if you're inside your house, turn off all the lights and look at the window, but stand like 4 feet back from it, but not the one where the sun is shining through. Do like a north facing window or south facing window or whatever. North facing window, it'll give you really good light, and just stand back from it and hold your phone out and just dead on, no makeup. And I hesitate to say collarbones too, and like a little bit of chest, but not your boobies. One time I said that, and a lady sent me her full boobs, and then I felt bad. And then I felt like I was collecting nudes. You don't have to send nothing. You can only send your face. But this, matching all of this together, helps me visualize everything. But anyways, you don't have to send. You can. Like, I will never shame you. You're welcome. This is a safe place. I'll get myself, I'm gonna stop. Okay. Another one that's really good that has a little bit more warmth, but you could also probably use as like a little bit of both, like a bronzer contour, is Cedar. Is Cedar in here? Where's Cedar? Oh yeah, this one. Cedar is a really good one. I think she's really pretty. She's cool, but she can also be warm. So yeah, I get black and white pictures and people are like, can you color match me? And it's like a black and white photo. I get pictures of cats. I get unwanted pictures of the male anatomy. I get full body shots. All kinds of pictures come through my color match form. And I'm like, I can't color match that fella. I don't know. But it's fine. I mean, whatever. Bless his heart. Anyway, so you can, if you need swatches of any of these, like I will literally swatch every single color for you. I don't care. Do whatever you need. Just text me. The phone number that I pin here is that's actually me texting. That's not a robot. That is me. That is not some Elon Musk AI generated whatever. Yes, Heat Waves is this one. She's a little bit more red in tone. So this one's a Heat Waves bronzer. See, she's really intense there. Obviously, you wouldn't wear her like that. You would probably blend her out. But that's Heat Waves. She has a little bit more redness to her. Whereas Bella is a more common one. We don't have to go with balls to the walls. Good Lord, Mackenzie. See, she's a little bit more like brownish, whereas Heat Waves is a little bit more reddish. So you can kind of choose. See, it has more pinky tones to it. And this one is a little bit more brown. Maybe they need a good contour. Maybe. Honey, I get some pictures. And I'm like, y'all, the Lord seen that. The Lord seen it. Y'all could send me some crazy pictures, but... And I look at all of them, too. You send me... It's not AI doing my color matches. It is eyeballs. Eyeballs. Anyways, I was gonna show y'all something on eyeshadow, so I'm sorry. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you so much. We had a little bit of a snafu on not this week's episode, but last Monday. We had someone who got scammed on our show, and she was telling her story, and she got him back. But she got him back in a not nice way. She got him back by setting up Tinder dates. Tinder is a homosexual like connection. Like, so I don't know if it's men and women or just men, or not Tinder, Grindr. So it's like gay men, I think, and it's where you can go to meet other gay men and do like hookups. And she made like a fake profile, and like she had these guys to get him back, and he, to save his reputation, because he was Turkish, and in Turkey, like in that country, like if you're gay, like that's not good, like that you can't do that, like you'll people, like, it's not good. It's not like America where it's all like free, right? So anyways, so she sends a bunch of homosexual men to his place of business and then started embarrassing him. Well, he had stolen $35,000 from her. And so she was like, I'll stop this when you give me my freaking money back, you big fat liar pants. And so a lot of people were really upset that that's what happened. And she was the first guest that we ever had on the podcast that actually got her money back from a scammer. And so that's a lot of our podcasts is like Dirty John style scams. There's domestic violence. It's sexual abuse. It can get really deep. And so she used this grinder situation and then people were really upset. They're like, that's homophobic. Y'all, first of all, that's this woman's story. I'm not going to make her leave out any part of her story. This isn't an ethical, like, this is ethical true crime. Ethical to me means you're telling all of your story, whether or not anybody likes it. This is what happened to you, period. And that guy's welcome to come on our show and tell his story too. I'd love to have him on the show and have him tell his story of what happened. And people are like, that's homophobic, like, because you're basically letting her use your platform, and you're basically saying like that it's okay what she's doing. And we said on the podcast, we do not agree with this. We do not condone this. This is absolutely not something. But they kept calling us homophobic. I don't know if they know this, but my producer Molly, the creator of the show, the one who actually literally records every episode with us and edits and everything, like, she's a lesbian. She's married to a woman. Okay. Then we have our sound engineer, who's a gay man, who was also not offended by the episode. Then we have my co-host Hannah, who is a bisexual woman who is out and openly bisexual. Then you have me, who's raised by a mom, who's a pastor who is gay, married to her wife for 20 years. My husband's mom is gay, married to her wife for 25 years. Like, we're not homophobic. Like, the people we love the most that's not a thing. Like, now you're like kind of splitting hairs. Like, you can't, I'm not going to make her leave the part out about the part she did wrong. And she even admitted that she was wrong for doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of criticism on our Spotify comments for that. And it really hurt a lot because we were like, we would let you tell your story too. And I'm sorry, but until you have no sin, you're not casting no stones. And this is someone who's telling their story. How many guests have we had? We've had 160 something episodes or something like that. We've had so many episodes where people come on and they tell their story, but who knows what they're leaving out? Are they leaving out the part where maybe it wouldn't have painted them in the best light? Anyways, it's a good podcast, and our guest was really great, and I commend her for bravely sharing what happened to her, even though she knows that she was a naughty, naughty girl. We did have one dogfish come on our show. He was a womanizer, like he admitted, he was like, I'm a womanizer. This is what I do. Like, I con women or whatever, and I cheat, and this is what I do. And he came on the show, and we let him tell his story, because who better to learn from than from the perpetrators themselves, than from the people who, do these things themselves. And there's a lot of men who have stories to share. There can't be only women, but we get a lot of female guests. We would love for men to come on and share their story about how they got dogfished by a woman, but we don't get a lot of that. We get a lot of women sharing their stories, and we think it might have something to do with, maybe men feel a little bit of, like they don't feel confident. Like, it makes them look weak if they share their story, maybe. Like, oh, this woman got the best of me or whatever. So anyways, it's really interesting, but our podcast is really good. We're running strong, and it's really, really good. Thank you. So this one is called, I want to show y'all, this one is called Haze that I put on my cheeks. This one is called Royal, and she looks really dark, but look, she's not. These shades, like when I color match you, if you're new here, comment match. I'll tell you what shades to get. These shades look dark, but they are not. I use this color for contour. You see how you blend them and they look really pretty? Okay, so I talk too much. I'm sorry. Okay, let's do eyeshadow real quick because I get a lot of questions about this, and so I thought it would be fun, and then I'll probably clip this and like make a whole video out of it to break it up for you. Okay, the reason your eyeshadow looks like trash is because you're using the wrong brush or too big of a brush, the wrong amount, too much product, and you're using the tool that you have incorrectly. You would never apply eyeshadow with a brush like this because it doesn't fit. Okay. Hey, Abby, I'm glad you're here. This brush does not fit there. So what you want is a small brush, one that does fit in that area. If you're going to use a darker shade, or perhaps you want to contour in just a small area, use an even smaller brush. So think small brush, fewer bristles, right? So let's talk about, this is what influencers do not share with you. Makeup influencers do not, they try to sell the product and that's great. Listen, I'm explaining it to you like you're 5. This brush, when you put on, I'm going to put on, first of all, look at all that product. I'm just going to show you. Watch. You see that cloud of puff, that cloud of powder? Look at all that. It's just flicking around all willy-nilly because the bristles are bending and all the powder's flying, right? When you do that, powders aren't needed for the makeup to last all day. No. I use a setting powder, usually just right here, just to kind of set and gives you like that filtered like finish, but you don't need one. I skip it a lot of times. Maybe a setting spray if you want one, but this makeup is really pretty. It doesn't set up or evaporate or anything. It's just really nice all day. So when you say, Mackenzie, I cannot do eyeshadow to save my life because I look like I got beat up by Mike Tyson, or I got gangbanged by Crayola, I look like a raccoon, I look like I got a black eye, whatever. It's because you have too much powder flying around on bended bristles, all flinging around all willy-nilly. Okay? We're going to bring it down. Yay! So you tried it. It worked for you. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to learn you. So it doesn't matter if you want to use blackest of the blackest of the blackest of the eyeshadow. You can use it in a way that is respectable to your face. So what I like to do, and this is one thing I recommend, is taking a neutral color or your setting powder and tap this on your lid as like a base, because if you know the difference between like a Walmart shopping cart with the wheels, the wheel, the wonky wheel, and then you go to like Publix and it's like they've got a cart maintenance man that lives inside the Publix, inside the grocery store, and he's like on call all the time. The wheels you're skating on ice and it's beautiful. This is the difference between the and it's catching on your lid with all the tackiness and the smooth sailing. So usually use an eyeshadow primer or just a light base color, right? Yes, respect your face. It's just a baby. Okay, so when you have the setting powder or the neutral base color, you have a powder. Hey, Vicky, I'm glad to see you. Okay, so whenever you have your base shade here, okay, whenever you go in with whatever color you're using, I do not care what the color is. Pick one, have fun with it, whatever. Let's say this color called Butterscotch. She's real pretty, right? Just a little bit. Like we're using, look, that's way too much. The tips of our bristles, right? Tap and blow. So all the excess, remember when I flicked my bristles and all the powder went like that? This not going to do that because we're tapping it all off and blowing it. So we still have the pigment on the brush. So this pigment on these bristles just up here, that's what's going to go on our eye. If you want to add more, fine. I ain't your mama. Do what you want. Add as much as you want. When you tap this onto the lid, we're tapping it. We're just tapping it right where we want it, right? So my recommendation, even if you have hooded eyes, is start here. Start low, close to the lash line, and tap it on. Not very much, right? The brush, it fits right here. If you have a smaller eyelid than me and you don't have a lot of acreage up here, don't use a bit, use a smaller brush. Tap, 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 tap and blow. You still have a good amount of pigment. And look, she fits right there and she'll just tap right on there. A lot of times I think if we use a smaller brush, we don't get as much payoff, but you do. It's still the same bristles. And also, instead of mashing this against your eyelid like this, when you fling those bristles, all that powder is going poof, and gravity's pulling it down and it's landing on your face, so you're getting all that fallout, which is fine, but this, you don't need, you're wasting makeup, number one. Number two, it's just too much extra effort, like that you don't need. It's just a baby, it's just a baby. And you just lightly tap, right? So this is how we are applying in a way that's like just super light and we're still getting that payoff. So I put this color right here on the lid under the crease. This is called the Bright brush. See, she's a little fluffy here, whereas the eyeshadow brush is the same thing, kind of. This is the Bright brush, longer and a little bit more flexible, so a little bit more dusty. She's a little bit more of a floozy. She's a little bit more flexible. And this guy, he's a little bit more stiff, but still small, so he can kind of come over here, and he's for like a good little pressing. This guy's a little bit for a little bit more blending. So a little bit more blending, a little bit more pressing, okay? So when you're on your lid and you're using this guy and you're using this color, now we have that color there. If you feel wild and you're like, I want a little bit more, go back and add more. If you start swiping and bending your bristles, the powder pigment will start to fly. So that's why we just tap like this. Once you've tapped all the pigment off your brush, right, and it can't fly anymore because there's nothing loose to fly off anymore, now it's just extra like residue left on your brush, then you can start lightly sweeping. But I'm staying under the crease, right? But if you have a hooded eye, if you keep the makeup down here on the lid where everybody tells you you're supposed to put it, then whenever you open your eye, it disappears. All of this hood up here is now heavy, and it's the brightest color, and the brightest color is going to come forward the most, so it appears super heavy. So if you take a small brush with a small amount of product, tap and blow the excess, and bring this color up onto that really white, bright, like little chunky, whatever the hell this is, the hood. Bring it up here onto it and just start lightly tapping. See that pigment right there? Now when I open my eye, you still see that color. And so then you just kind of bring it down a little bit. So now it looks like you're going here up to here. So now it looks like you have an eyelid that's not actually there, but we're using the hood as the eyelid. So I don't care if your hood comes all the way down and meets your lash line. All of that area is going to get the eyeshadow, because when you open your eye, that's what you want to see. So now that I have color on here, look how heavy this one looks and how droopy it looks compared to the one with color on it. It's kind of crazy, right? Because this color is bringing the eye, it's bringing the visual up. So you have color on here, but this one looks really heavy because it's very bright. It's coming forward. It's noticeable. Your eye goes to it. It's very noticeable. So if you want to add color here, or my eye can fit this size. So you just go here and just tap. And then as you do this more and more, you will start to see and feel and muscle memory, and you'll understand where the colors go. And then you will understand, like, you can move a little bit faster, which is why I can do it fast. But if you're someone who looks like you have a black eye, every time you do your eyeshadow, slow down the first couple times you do it. Pick your 2 favorite bristles. Those are the ones that get the pigment, and those are the ones that you're going to put on your eye. So imagine taking 1 grain of pigment, like 1 little grain of sand, powder, whatever, and you're going to take that 1 little grain and you're going to tap it right there. And you're going to start there, and then little by little, you're going to just tap that all over. Start small and just tap. If you bend the bristles, the powder will fly and get all over your face and you'll make a freaking mess. Stop it. Okay, so we're just pressing. So this is the lid. But the only time you're going to see that is if I look down or close my eye. So we're going to bring it up. So small brush, because we're hitting this really small area. And I'm just like barely touching my skin with it, right? So I'm bringing it up onto the hood. So then you bring it up onto the hood. Let all that residue get off your brush onto the skin. Once the residue has left your brush, once the actual powder has left the brush and it's only residue, then you can use the bigger, fluffier side and bend the bristles just enough to kind of lightly dust and lightly sweep. We're still not mashing into our brain this windshield wiper thing. I don't know who came up with that. They need to stop it. But it's not like, I mean, I let your mama do whatever you want. If you like doing that, then by all means. But if you don't like what's happening, then stop it. Anyway, so you can take a smaller brush for the size of your eye. If your eye is smaller, or if you have a young daughter who's starting makeup and she might have a more petite face. Maybe you have a petite face. I don't know. But it's very light. It's just a baby. Okay, learn some damn etiquette, y'all. You are not a freaking whatever Picasso and you're just slapping stuff all willy-nilly. This is an art that we are going to be, like, we're going to nail it because we're going to learn the first couple times and just, like, literally stop mashing your brain with your brush, okay? I literally have merch, Freedom Barbie merch. I say, don't bend your bristles because it's wild. And y'all are just in here like, and you must stop it. Okay, so let's say now we want to add another shade. Let's say we want to add a little bit of a drama shade. The dark on the outside corners. Here's a new rule. So number 1 is don't bend your bristles. Number 2, the darker the color, the smaller the area. And the darker the color is outer, lower, smaller, okay? So if the darker you go, it's going to have a smaller area and it's going to be lower and outer. So we don't want dark in big patches over here. I mean, unless you're going for that look, like, and then you can, by all means. But if you want something that's like still bright, not gangbang by Crayola, not looking like a raccoon or having a black eye, you can take a dark color. This one's called Revival. She's really pretty. Small brush, couple bristles, see? Tap and blow. And we're going to put her right here in the outer corner, just right here. And we're just tapping so that no excess powder is flying. So darker shade, keep it low and tight, low and tight. Oh yeah, so he put his hands around his throat and he was trying to like strangle him. And so he woke up and didn't know, like he had no idea what was going on. And so we go to the doctor, the sleep doctor, and they basically said that his sleep study was perfectly normal and that it's probably hormones and he'll grow out of it. And so the blood results were fine and everything. So we're going to go seek maybe some kind of like pediatric psychiatry or something. I don't know. I'm still going to look into it because I'm an investigator is what I do. Okay. So this dark shade, see how she's real dark, and we just lightly tap. We can add more, right? Like if you want to add more and you're like, well, that's not enough, add more. And tap and blow, bring it up onto the hood. So now we want that pigment. Let's say we put that dark color up here. Lightly tap. And then you just lightly start. Oh, we're getting a little bit higher. Oh, we're getting up there. Oh no, up to Jesus. Now you have this dark shade. Look at her. Isn't she so pretty? I think that's a matter of preference. The Valentine's Day special, I don't know. Maybe if you buy your makeup now, you'll still get the free shipping over $50, and then you'll still get free shipping over $50. I'm not allowed to say what the release is. I wish I could, and then you could just decide that way. But Sunday I can. So Sunday I'll give you more information. Oh man, it was so crazy. Like I just wish that she could give us more information, but I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and the sleep study didn't show much, so we're still working on it. Okay, so see that dark color? I put her in the outer corner, and then little by little, I was like, let's just peek. It's just like my 2 favorite bristles on this brush. Those are the only 2 that are working. So now I'm going to take the other end of my brush, the fluffier one, where she's a little bit more flexible because the bristles are longer, and I'm just going to use her to kind of, and no extra pigment, just the residue. See, she's real pretty. I do my skincare. Don't you love the Remon? Y'all, I started using the Remon skincare. I'm in it 11 days and I already love it. I signed up to sell it because the girls that I signed up under, they're Saint artists too. And they're pretty good leaders at Saint. I've known them for years, and so I really trust them. And so I signed up under them, and so I've learned so much because, of course, I research the crap out of everything. But if y'all want good skincare, try the Remon. Just let me know if you want skincare. Just hit skincare or whatever, and I'll message you the link or whatever. I started with the signature line, and I think they recommend that to everyone to start with. Because it has everything you need. It all has the same active ingredient. It's so easy for You don't have to, there's no guesswork and like what you have to use. Like it's confusing at first because there's a lot of products, but then I show you how to use it one time and then you're like, oh, I got this. It's really cool. It's good, but I'm only in 11 days. So go with God. Don't take my word for it. But also y'all know I don't talk about things unless I actually like trust and believe, because everybody's a liar. But anyways, okay. So dark shade, see just a couple bristles. Is there retinol in that skincare? No. So they actually have a, the active ingredient is called Bee Young Pool. So it's Korean skincare. And from what I understand, and I'm not a very sciencey girl, so I'm just telling you what I've learned. And then if I'm wrong, please correct me, or if you want more information, let me know and I'll get it for you. But the active ingredient is a plant called Bee Young Pool, right? And so this is basically like hydration, right? And so, oh yeah, the Saint Cream, I've sworn by the Saint Cream for years. I love the Saint Cream. Like I still have it, use it, whatever. The Saint Cream is good. And it's milk based, which is like, known for like anti-aging and naturally exfoliating and all that. But so the Bee Young Pool is basically a plant who in order for a skincare to be effective, it has to penetrate the skin, right? And so, whenever it penetrates the skin, in order for it to penetrate the skin, the molecules have to be small enough, right? So a lot of products, like let's say, like beef tallow, a lot of people are using beef tallow. They're smearing it all over their face and calling it hydration, which is fine, but it's not actually, like it's sitting on top, which is great. But it's not penetrating your skin because the molecules are way too big. Also, the FDA you can put anything in beef tallow, like it does whatever. So with the Bee Young Pool, it's in every single ingredient. And so the powder, like the powder cleanser, you take a little dime size amount of powder, and once you mix it with water and it suds up, and then you wash your face with it. That's what I use. And then there's one called the Snow Enzyme Cleanser. And then I switch that out like once or twice a week. So their whole process is basically like double cleanse, but all the cleansers are hydrating. There's light exfoliation. And then there's like a calming gel that really, I don't get a lot of redness, but I noticed that it really, hydrates while it just calms the skin. So the point is to like calm the skin down. And then whenever you use the certain ritual, like all the rituals are the same except for the cleanser, I think. And then if you have super dry skin, use the oil. The oil is really good. But anyways, once you put it on, your skin like instantly feels super hot. I'm only 11 days in though. So don't trust me. Don't believe me. I don't know. I did ask about their return policy. I think they have a good return policy. I'll have to look it up again. But anyways, if you want skincare, let me know. The Remon has been really good. I only started using it because I saw the other girls and their skin that I've known for 4 years that I see a couple times a year. And I was like, why does your skin look like that? And they were like, it's the Remon Korean skin. I said, what is that? Like, what is this? And I saw their skin and I was like, and these are girls that I trust, and they weren't trying to sell it to me. They know, like, you know what I mean? Like they just weren't. I asked them about it. And so it was very organic. And so I felt really good about it. And so that's why I started trying it. And I like it so far. It's the Saint Cleanser in the morning because it's so gentle. But still need the extra refresh with oily skin. Then I follow with the Remon. Yeah, you know what? And that's funny because I like the Saint skincare. Like it cleans my skin, but it's too gentle for me. So I don't use it. So when I like how when I started using Remon, I noticed that my skin, like my makeup is going on so much better now. Like it's a little bit more buttery. I don't know. It's pretty good. Anyways, okay. So do you think that Pretty Color Haze being a little too short for a few more weeks? I want to order it, but also want to see it. Oh yeah, it'll still be there. I'm certain. Okay, so I used Butterscotch and then Revival. But I want to show you can also use black, which a lot of people are scared of. But let me show you something real quick. This is black. This is called Salem. Look. If you take that blackest of the black and put it in that outer corner, lightly. This don't have to be black like goth girl, like you're going to a freaking goth concert, like whatever. You can wear black in a really pretty way. Very, very lightly. See, I didn't jam my brush into the product. I didn't jam my brush onto the freaking nothing. Like little bit. Tap and blow. It's just on the tips of my bristles. Like it's nothing crazy. And then you just lightly tap. Just boop, boop, boop. Almost like super, super light little sweepies. Barely touching the skin. And then you're just kind of lightly sweeping it. Not pressing in and into your brain and mashing, stabbing your eyeball. Just kind of like blending, right? Boop, 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 boop. And then the other side of my brush, check that out. There's no product on it. We're just going to use it to just kind of blend everything out. So even if you want to use dark colors, darkest color, outer and lower. And then if you want to bring it up onto the hood, use the residue on the brush. Don't get extra. Don't get extra. And just have fun with it. Like explore with it and start seeing like what colors look good where and where on your hooded eye do you put this. And then if you're like, oh, that's really dark, I really want to brighten that up, come in with a little bit of a shimmer shade. Inner half of the lid under the crease. Tap it with your finger. I use my finger because it's tacky and so that it won't like, shimmers have a tendency to not adhere as much. So you need the tackiness a little bit more. And so when you use the tackiness of your finger to stamp this onto the skin, it seems to do a little bit better. You can use a brush, but you won't get the payoff as much. But then you just put a little bit of shimmer. See what I mean? So you can build up the drama, but notice the darker shade is always outer, lower, and smaller. So the darker shade you use, outer, lower, smaller. So think like the bright goes in here in the center of the face, right? And towards the middle. Oh, hi, okay. And then the dark shade goes around to frame your face. It's kind of the same thing. The dark shade on your eyeshadow goes on the outside. The brightness goes on the inside. Tell him not to interrupt important conversations. Butterscotch Revival. And then I use Salem. And then I just use Riviera. And then if you really want to go balls to the wall and do something bright, then come in here with a small brush like this into this color Drift. She's my favorite. I sell the company out of Drift eyeshadow because everybody does this and it makes a big difference. Tap this into your eye boogers and then just like kind of lightly bring it up like this. It makes it really bright and glowy and pretty. See, just that extra little bit of bright. You can even take a small brush like this and use, like, let's say we use this. I wouldn't use a super dark shade. That's just my preference. But let's use a little bit of a lighter shade to come right here. Just through these outside 3 lashes right there. Just a little, instead of like eyeliner. If you use your black eyeliner as a security blanket, try this instead and see how much more youthful you look and how you can still get that drama without being like Avril Lavigne. Do you know what I mean? Yay, I'm so glad. That's the best compliment ever because women are like, I don't wear makeup because I don't know how. I wasn't taught. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to make it more attainable for women. Like I want to make it so that women actually feel confident. I'm just putting this haze over this royal shade to show y'all. Hey, Amanda. I'm telling you, girls, it's skincare. I love this new skincare. I got my mama on it, and I got my stepmom on it, and I got my assistant doing it. Because my assistant's 27, and she's oily skin, sensitive skin, and acne prone. And so I wanted her to try it. And y'all know I'm going to have my own science experiment. So then I got her mama on it. Her mama's got super dry skin. Like, her skin felt really textured like sandpaper. And she did this the very first time she did the skincare that I used. And I was like, it felt like a baby. It was crazy. I do mascara on the bottom lashes and just like tap the roots. I did a video earlier, so I already have mascara there, but I like mascara on the bottom lashes, but I don't pull the mascara all the way through because I think it's too much. So I just tap it on the roots across and it's plenty. And if you use brown, it's a lot less, abrasive, I guess, than like black, but I mean, go with God, do whatever you want. Anyway, so then I have my mom. She's going to be 70 this year, and I have her doing skincare, and she's got dry skin, dark under eye circles, and she needs elasticity and like more hydration. My stepmom is Filipino, and she's in her late 50s, and she has oily skin. And so what I'm doing is basically I'm having all of us try it for 90 days. Every week we're taking pictures, like update pictures. And what I want to show is like, and if you buy the skincare from me, if you send me your before and after, this is what I'd like to do. because y'all know I don't just be trusting folks all willy-nilly. So what I'd like to do is collect my own like library of people that I personally, that buy the skincare from me, that start using it, and I want to show, these are my people that I know, they trusted me to try the skincare. This was their very first day, and I want to show before and afters that I actually know do you know what I mean? Like, not that I think anybody's lying, but I don't know. I just don't be trusting folks. So anyways, if you want the skincare information and you want to be part of my, that sounds really creepy, my library of faces. My library of before and afters. He puts the lotion on its skin. You're welcome to join my beauty group on Facebook. It's a really safe place there, and you might feel a little bit better there. I have some people that can vouch for me. But it's called Freedom and Beauty VIP on Facebook, or just you can comment VIP here, and it'll send you the link to it. But anyways, I've had fun with you guys tonight. Thanks for letting me chat and hanging out with me. I talk too much. Comment match if you want to get your shades for makeup. If you want skincare, just comment skincare or whatever. I don't know if I have an automation set up for that, but I'll message you and give you the skincare information. And then if you want like eyeshadow tips, or if you have shades that you want to use and you don't know how, Museum of Faces. Yes, that one. If you just don't know how to do something, or you just need help, just text me, please. The number that I pin, it's a business number, but it's me that responds. It's me. I promise. It's not a robot. I don't know how to do that. That'd probably be expensive too. Okay. I love you guys, and I'll respond to your messages. And if you commented match for makeup, that's an automated one. So you'll get a message on the Instagram. It'll say, hi, you want to get a color match? Like, do this form. And then it'll send you through the automated like responses. But you can also text me like once you get your color match, then we're texting one-on-one. So it's just so you get answered more quickly. You know what I mean? Okay. I love you. Bye.